Okay, here's take two of trying to figure out what's going on here in this diffuser. I have removed the air dam as you had suggested. So my model now looks like that. I've also, since I don't have the air dam, there's really no point in taking any readings under the car except for right in the center of the under tray. And then I went ahead and put all three of these. These three are all in the diffuser, and this one is in the center of the under tray, right there. So let's see what happens. Oh, I've also scribed a line and leveled the tubes to match that line. So hopefully that will give us a little better visual reference of what's happening. So. Okay, it looks like they all went down. They all have negative pressure. The one that seems to have the most negative pressure is this one right in the center. This one right here seems to have the most, and it is about, what's right there in the diffuser. I figured this one would probably have the most, but turns out it's this one. Not sure why. Anyway, that's what I can see, and it sure looks to me like the under tray has slightly less negative pressure than the diffuser. And here's why I think that is. As you know, air is a compressible gas. When it impacts something, it's compressed. When something pushes through it, that compresses it. When that pressure is relieved, it expands. The fact that it's compressible makes it so that basketballs bounce, and it makes it act like a spring, and so we literally have gas springs, and when you squeeze the piston in on the spring, it wants to resist and push back out. So it's also the reason that you can hear me on the other end of YouTube. My vocal cords are squeezing or they're contracting and expanding and causing agitation of the air, which is picked up by the microphone that is bouncing back and forth when those pressure waves hit it. And then on the other end of YouTube, your speakers are reproducing that pretty accurately, because I sound like me to you on the other end of YouTube. So anyway, that is just miracles of science. And so using that compression, we're able to pump air with a fan. And I know this is a little far away from what we were originally discussing, but I think that it's pertinent. And so I'm going to grab my anemometer again. And what's happening in this fan is there's a whole bunch of radial blades that are spinning around the axis of the motor. And as they are spinning, they're compressing the air, and the air wants to expand, or it wants to, through centrifugal force, go to the outside. All the while, it's being compressed, running through this channel here. Then when it exits, it's relieved of that pressure, and then all of a sudden it's going fast, and it has low pressure. So the effect that I'm going to show here is this area right here has no fan, it's not blocked off, but it's going to draw air in because of the low pressure coming out of the fan. So let me demonstrate. Okay, so outside of the airflow, because of the low pressure created in front of the fan, once it springs out of the front of the fan, we had almost an 17.5 mile an hour wind. I believe, in my opinion, the same thing is happening right here. We have high pressure, well, relatively high pressure, coming in this region and compressing against the top of the car. Right here, it's getting squeezed down. Then that pressure is relieved at the back of the car and it expands out. It springs out, and that low pressure behind the car, just like a bullet flying through the air, a bullet has literally a vacuum behind it. And so, you know, any object that's traveling through the air has high pressure in the front, low pressure in the back. Engineers have geniusly devised ways to utilize that low pressure in the back to draw air out from underneath the car. That's my opinion. Alright, now while I was horsing around with this thing, I found something very interesting. Just I was playing around with my ruler and seeing what kind of effects I could cause underneath the car by blocking air in different ways. And so I tried to simulate a car drafting my model and check out what happens. This is pretty cool, I think. Well, I guess it's not cool for the person that's being drafted. Yeah, so even when I was really far away from the back of the car, blocking this air pressure that it was building back here was felt all the way underneath the car. Tube number one being the only tube that's under the under tray, the main surface area of the under tray was even going to positive atmospheric pressure. That really sucks for the person that's being drafted.